Welcome, friends. My name is Avinash and I welcome all of you to another interesting episode of Face-to-Face Corporate Series. Friends, in such corporate series which we have been doing for a long time, we take the opportunity of introducing emerging companies from emerging sectors, and we talk to the promoters of such companies. We talk to them about their business model, their growth journey, their future plans, and in this way, we get a lot of enlightenment from the promoters and understand the company in a much better way. And friends, today we've got a very interesting company which is going to hit the capital markets and which has got a very unique business model. The company's name is Creative Graphic Solutions India Limited. And we have the privilege of having, the founder and managing director, Mr. Dipanshu Goyal. Welcome, Dipanshu ji. And we also have Mr. Pulkit Agarwal, who is the CFO of the company. Pulkit ji, welcome to you also to the show. So it's a pleasure to have you on the show, Dipanshu ji. And I think in this small interaction, I'm quite sure that we'll be able to, understand your company's operations in a much better manner.
Thank you, Avinash. It's a real privilege to be here. And, this is something very important for us and everybody to know what we have been doing. So I just give a brief description. I'm Dipanshu Goyal, Managing Director and founder of a company called Creative Graphic Solution India Limited.
Yeah.
So my journey started 20 years ago when, we started. We got I was looking for some business opportunity and found that, this flexographic printing plates. I would explain what is flexographic printing because a lot of people won't be aware that what kind of this thing is. So we started, just found that this is a very growing market and we invested and started from scratch. And this has been a long journey over a period of 20 years where we have reached now. So creative graphics essentially is into flexographic printing plates. So if I ask you a question, sir, what is the first thing you use in the morning beside your mobile phone? So there, there could be a toothpaste or washing soap, milk or, whatever. These are printed, these are packaged things, and this packaging is printed through flexographic printing.
Okay, understood.
Essentially, that for every brand, any FMCG, liquor, and every brand, the packaging is the most crucial thing because it has a conversation with the client. If you see the packaging, then you depict what kind of quality it is. If the packaging is bad, then the communication which goes to the customer that the internal material is also bad. Okay. So for all the brands have been spending billions of rupees world over to create that packaging, which has a very positive impact. So this packaging and printing is done by largely three things. One is flexographic printing, which we are going to talk. Second is gravure, which is largely in India, which has a still major share but it is going out because it is very, very toxic. It uses toluenes, which are against the nature. It is very expensive and it creates a lot of waste. So if we talk about the developed world, some places this process has been banned.
Okay.
And some places is very minimalistic, maybe 10% market share. But in India, we still have a 90% market share of that technology. The third is offset, which is already obsolete, which is done on small paper. So that packaging, as far as the reference to packaging, this segment is very small. Okay. So when we come to flexographic printing plate, this is a process where you have sustainability. I will give you some examples. You will have a much better sustainability. You can use inks, which are better for environment. You can have a vibrant color printing and much faster and economical. So if you see written on a milk pouch, Mother Dairy, on a toothpaste, Colgate, or so many. If I show you the example, if you see this kind of a soap where this is done. Okay. So nobody cares that how does it come, but it's a long process to this. If you see this, the adhesive, or if you see a beer label or any liquor label, any notebook of your child, which has a lines like classmate. If you for the sanitary and these are being printed through flexography. So this is a growing market, has a very wide application. All the corrugated boxes are being printed through it. So this is a huge opportunity. So we sensed the opportunity, started going it. Now we have got 8. So for this printing, you use a plate. This kind of plate, I will show the sample again. This is a flexo plate, which we manufacture.
Okay. Okay.
So client, let's say client gives us a job, or recognize, or anybody sends us a job, which it goes through a lot of color correction and color engineering. It gets split into, let's say this is a 8-color design, it gets split into 7-8 colors. And it is a very, very critical process. You have to have a technology and experience and lot more other knowledge to get the exact color.
Okay.
And exact printability.
Oh, fine.
So
Dipanshuji, tell me one thing, that in terms of costing, you said there are 3 technologies, the offset technology, the technology which you use, and obviously there is the grower technology. Now tell me, in terms of the costing, in terms of the costing, how is this technology positioned vis-a-vis the other 2 technologies? And is there a shift happening by customers at the ground level to go for this new method of technology, where it is environmentally also good, where obviously the customer does a lot of ESG nowadays. So, in that aspect also, they get a benefit. So, sir, इसके बारे में कुछ बताइए.
So, Avinash ji, this is for sure is much cheaper and faster technology. Okay. This is, as I told you, is much more sustainable. It uses less wastage. ये किसी भी पेपर पे, पॉलिथीन पे, corrugated boxes पे प्रिंट करता है. So, अभी मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल बताता हूँ. अभी we work with Tata Salt. आपने टाटा नमक तो everybody uses.
Exactly.
So when you use a Tata नमक, you might have seen कि पहले ये PET and poly में आता था.
हाँ.
So this was being printed in a through gravure process, which was a layer, but वो recyclable नहीं था.
हाँ.
If you see, millions of pouches were going to the either ocean or a land filling.
Exactly. Yeah.
But because now it is everybody's responsibility, and there's a government this also that you have to take care of the waste. Then it was converted into flexographic printing with PE surface. Okay. So I just showed the sample. Now it's recyclable. So recyclability, if you see this Tata Salt, everybody sees this.
Exactly.
So this can be done through flexographic printing.
Okay.
So we have been doing projects with Unilever like Surf Excel.
Okay. Okay.
And when, so these are one of the, if you see Fanta.
Yeah.
And if you talk about packaging of these kind of packaging, which can be only possible with a flexography, where you are using sustainable thing. Okay. It is much cheaper because आप किसी पतली सबस्ट्रेट पे भी कर सकते हो. इसमें प्रोसेस में ऐसा है कि वेस्टेज बहुत कम होती है सर, और इसमें इनलाइन, इसमें सॉल्वेंट बहुत ना के बराबर यूज होता है, तो द कॉस्ट आर automatically very less.
Okay. I think that is really a big positive, Dipanshu ji. Now, Dipanshu ji, you mentioned about few names, Tata Namak and some other, brands. If you can share some marquee customers for us, which are the prominent marquee customers where, Creative has done job, and which are repeat clients, इसके बारे में अगर if you can just give us some information.
Yeah, sure, sir. So we have 8 factories across. So 7 are the individual factory, and 8 in Calcutta is a joint venture between us and one of our competitor. So if we talk about the customer, we have a base of almost 4,000 customers. Okay. So if you talk about the marquee client, so we have Dabur, we have Himalaya, we have this Kimberly Clark, Huggies. We have so a lot of clients are directly related. I told you TCS and this Tata Salt. So a lot of clients are directly related. A lot of clients are through the vendor, the printer. So if you talk about those, then there are so many, right from the farmer, from Jaidas to you name the client, Mother Dairy, okay, and this Amul, and all the oils, and we have been doing, if you see 60-70% which are being printed is coming to us. ITC, if you see a classmate copy, yeah, it is 100% printed to us. We are the direct customer, we are supplier to ITC. So so there have been huge number of customers which are big, who are, and I would like to add one more thing here, Avinashi. All the multinationals have been pushing for a flexographic printing
Okay.
because this is a mandate world over. They have been using flexographic printing process, but in India they were using gravure because our system was defined like this.
Exactly.
But now it is being pushed because they want sustainability. Sustainability is one of the biggest. It is much greener technology than anything. So it is pushing flexography for the sake of cost, for the sake of sustainability, for the sake of faster to the market.
Exactly.
The turnaround time is much faster than
Yeah.
any competitor.
I think
Yes.
nicely articulated by you, Dipanshu ji. Now tell me one thing, Dipanshu ji, मुझे लग रहा है कि B2C जो प्रोडक्ट्स है, जैसे शैम्पूज हो गए, टूथपेस्ट हो गया, आपने हेयर ऑयल बोला, तो is our business connected to most of the consumption related segments? Like obviously we talked about salt, we talked about hair oil, we talked about toothpaste. So can we assume that we are a indirect play on the consumption theory of India? Like जहाँ पे भी consumption होता है, तो वहां पे whether it is a ITC notebook or whether it is a hair oil. So is my thinking right? Because that is a segment which has got a huge humongous opportunity in a country like India. So if you could tell me, is my thinking right?
You are precise when I say this is Avinash, because हमारा जो है ना FMCG, liquor, education में जैसे मैंने notebook बताया, corrugated boxes. If you talk about the FMCG, अब Samsung and LG are our direct clients. So आप जितने बॉक्सेस पे देखते हैं और जितना भी आजकल आप Amazon से बॉक्सेस आ रहे हैं सबके घर में, these are printed through flexography. So it is direct consumption. और मैं एक और चीज ऐड करना चाहूंगा अविनाश जी, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट रूरल इंडिया, अभी हम लोग इफ वी सिट ऑन Amazon, पहले क्या करते थे, हम लोग दुकान पे जाते थे खरीद लाते,
बिल्कुल।
अभी हम लोग Amazon पे बैठते हैं, प्रोडक्ट देखते हैं और प्रोडक्ट पे क्या दिखता है सर, व्हाट वी सी ओनली पैकेजिंग.
Exactly.
The packaging. Amazon का प्रोडक्ट देखते हैं, there is only packaging. So packaging is the most important part.
Exactly.
And it is growing. और अभी इंडिया क्योंकि पैकेजिंग बढ़ गया है तो पैकेजिंग इज आल्सो ग्रोइंग. इंडिया में सर अभी भी एज यू नो हर साल एक यूरोप आ जाता है आउट ऑफ 18 इयर्स which is consumable, जिनको पैकेज चीज चाहिए, जिनको नॉन पैकेज में क्या होता है ना सर, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द फूड इट इज एडल्टरेटेड. अभी आपने थोड़े साल पहले सुना होगा दैट लॉट ऑफ पीपल डाइड बिकॉज़ ऑफ मस्टर्ड ऑयल एडल्टरेशन. This package, there is some regulation. There are some regulation and it's also restricts the wastage. Okay. It also helps you to transfer goods from one place to other. जैसे मणिपुर में दूध नहीं होता सर, so you have to have a shelf life जो 4-5 दिन में दूध पहुंचा दे. So packaging becomes important. When packaging, then branding becomes important and printing. So still we are in a country which has a 10 to 15% of packaging goods, which is bound to grow. Nobody can stop it. This is an unstoppable story, sir.
I think बहुत अच्छी तरह से वापस आपने समझा. Now, Dipanshu ji, now more importantly on the competitive intensity in our sector, like every industry sector has some limited amount of competition. First, tell me what is the level of competitive intensity in our business, and second important question is what is the most important moat in our business? हम customers को अलग क्या करके देते हैं? In what way is creative much better than competition, and what is it that we offer as a value, and how are we different from the others? So if you could highlight 2-3 qualitative points, that would help us understand, the company and the business.
Before that, sir, I would tell you one thing, that Creative Graphic Solution has 3 companies under it. So one is Creative Graphic Solution, which is into flexographic printing plate, जिसके मैं आपको फायदे बताऊंगा और हमारा differentiation बताऊंगा. The second is CG Pre-Media Private Limited, which works with direct brands to generate. अगर आपने देखा होगा आजकल ब्रांड को कोई भी प्रोडक्ट लाने से पहले they do a market survey of packaging. They will make lot of, instead of going for a mass production, they go for a small number of pieces. तो उनको मार्केट में दिखाते हैं how is it performing, and there are some changes or therefore some regulation authorities are to be given, then they do it. So we are doing the mock-up for them. We are also doing art working. अभी एक प्रोडक्ट Amazon पे भी आना है, एक प्रोडक्ट बैनर में भी लगना है, एक प्रोडक्ट वही बॉक्स पे भी लगना है. So it has to be, the service has to be done. वो हम लोग कर रहे हैं. अगर आप Amazon और lot many other sites पे आप देखोगे कि एक गाड़ी है वो खुद ही घूम रही है, and there is a 3D image, that is called 3D CGI. We are doing this. A razor is floating in the air doing all this kind of a thing. Is a kind of advertising. So we are doing this. So this is CGPD Media works directly and doing this small entity, but it gives a very strategic position to us to have a before and strengthen our business of flexography. Third is Boran India Private Limited. Sir, Boran is a company which we recently started last year, which is into pharmaceutical packaging. So if everybody uses medicine, sir. So if you come across a medicine which needs to be popped out,
yeah,
one is that is here, but one needs to be popped out. So that medicine that is a foil, sir. That is foil is a very critical foil because it has to protect all the order and it has to protect the medicine from getting deteriorated. So we because we were linked to pharma for so many years, we did a survey that we found that this kind of a manufacturing is not very rampant in India and the quality was very poor.
Yeah.
So we did whole of research for 1.5 years and found that the exact formulation and constituent of this film stuff, and we started manufacturing. We put up a state-of-the-art plant in Noida and started manufacturing. This is a German-based plant based on German technology and first of its kind in India, and we have started manufacturing this.
Okay.
So we are talking about 3 companies.
Yeah, Dipanshu ji, मेरे को differentiation बताइए. How are we different?
Now I come to creative graphics, sir, first.
Yeah.
So creative graphics, when we talk about the competition, there are 2 types of competition. One is organized competition, second is unorganized competition.
Okay.
So unorganized competition काफी है, लेकिन is dying its own death because they are not able to convert to a higher technology. They are kind of effort because sir, our business is like a Zomato business, where if I order a food, it has to be delivered in time and the quality has to be, because if you have been eating food,
yeah,
in the printing also, once it prints, अगर ये खराब प्रिंट आया तो मशीन खराब हो जाती, मशीन रुक जाती है इतनी महंगी, और the production goes waste. Exactly. So it has to be precise. And if you are a brand like Coca-Cola, आपको जो Coca-Cola red चाहिए सर, वो red ही चाहिए Coca-Cola red. You can't see any other red because if there are 2 red in the shelf and they are different from each other, you would think यार ये Coca-Cola की company, there is no quality measure. As a layman, sir, this is a science. This is a proven science because the projection of image comes with a quality and color consistency, and the depiction of image. So it is so crucial. So all the brands are looking for some organized player who are very, because they are giving their IP. अगर कोई मेरे को brand दे रहा है सर अपना टाटा का, नमक का, तो he's trusting us. They see कि Creative Graphics has a big team, they have a big infrastructure and nobody can manage. They have a full compliances, we signed the NDA, so we can be trusted. Exactly. So unorganized player तो सर ना तो कोप अप कर रहे हैं केपेक्स से, ना कोप अप कर पाते हैं प्राइसिंग में, because उनकी प्राइसिंग is much higher than us, the cost pricing, और ना ही वो सर्विस और क्वालिटी में, तो वो लोग बाहर जा रहे हैं. तो मार्केट is shifting to organized player. When we come to organized player, so there are few organized player in few areas, but we are the largest in India with, as I told you, 8 factories across. It gives lot of strength to our buyers because they can procure things. If you, let's say Unilever की 4 फैक्ट्री है सर, Unilever 4 लोगों से एक्वायर करता है नॉर्थ में साउथ में, तो he prefers us because we can supply plates everywhere. Third, we are we have won so many awards based on our quality and services. So this is 3-4 parameters. We are very cost effective. Our quality and the focus on technology is totally different approach from any other competition. So it has put us in a different bracket altogether. So nobody has such a strong and big infra when it comes to this field in whole of India.
I think understood, Dipanshu ji, बहुत अच्छी तरह से you explained to us. Now, Pulkit ji, sorry for keeping you waiting. Now, Pulkit ji, if you can tell us, broad financials for FY23 for the company, and whatever the company has disclosed in the prospectus, first 6 months का performance अगर होगा for FY24, because we are now almost at the end of FY24. So if you could share with us some financials, what is the revenue, what is the operating EBITDA, what is the profit after tax? If you could share some numbers for our viewers, please.
Sure. So the company has been growing strongly over the last 3-4 years. The turnover in FY23 was 91 odd crores, which has increased multifold. In 2021 financial year, it was 48 odd crores in terms of turnover. Same for profitability. The PAT has increased from 2.2 crores in 2021 to 8.6 crores in 2023, on the back of increased economies of scale, reduced wastages, and many such efficiencies. As Dipanshuji mentioned, that the market is largely unorganized and there are only a few organized players. So organized players continue to take market share from unorganized players, and economies of scale continue to drive the market towards organized players. So that is playing into the hands of the players. Us being the largest market leader in India with 8 factories across, that has helped us. So that is in terms of our financials. In the last 6 months, first half of FY24, we did 48 crores of turnover, which was same as the full year of 2021. So over the 2-year period, we have almost increased at that point, and we remain optimistic for the future as well.
Okay. So Pulkit, one thing what I wanted to understand, is this business seasonal? Like, is the second half better than the first half, or secondly, is some particular quarter a good business season for you guys? तो ऐसा कुछ seasonality होता है हमारे business में?
Yes. Although थोड़ा business में हमारा diversification है, because हम लोग एक single segment पे focus नहीं है. We are a play on the entire consumption story of India. हमारा फार्मा भी कस्टमर्स हैं, हमारे एफएमसीजी कस्टमर्स भी हैं, हमारे वाइट गुड मैन्युफैक्चरर जैसे कार्टन बॉक्स भी हैं, फ्लिपकार्ट भी है, अमेजोन भी है. तो और 4000 कस्टमर्स हैं, जिसमें छोटे बड़े सारे ही ब्रांड्स हैं. नो पर्टिकुलर ब्रांड कंट्रीब्यूट अ लार्ज सेगमेंट ऑफ आवर टर्नओवर. तो वो काफी एक हमारा डाइवर्सिफाइड रेवेन्यू बेस है. बट दैट सेड, इंडिया एज अ होल in terms of consumption story is a seasonal story. तो हमारा जो second half होता है उसमें हम ज्यादा attraction देखते हैं. Almost 40% of the overall turnover in the last few years has come in the last 4 months.
Okay.
So that has continued to play out. We'll see how it turns out in the future.
Yeah, no, I think I'm quite sure that with the kind of customer base you have, with the kind of quality efforts which you all are putting, definitely the roadmap ahead also is pretty strong. Pulkit, one thing I wanted to understand, how is our working capital cycle placed? Like, you handle the finance part. So मेरे को बताइए सर, working capital cycle हमारा कितना लंबा होता है? By the time the customer takes the delivery of the goods, he gives you the money. Normal working capital cycle, how long is it for the company?
Yes, sure. तो देखिए, जो हमारा क्रिएटिव ग्राफिक्स बिजनेस है, जिसमें हम प्लेट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, दीपांशु जी मेंशन्ड, हमारा जोमेटो टाइप बिजनेस है. कस्टमर ऑर्डर करता है और उसके बाद वेट करता है कि अभी तक क्यों नहीं आया, राइट? So our delivery times are range from 5 to 6 hours to 24 hours.
Okay.
So because the rollout go-to-market strategy of these customers of these brands is such that कि वो Friday को अपना marketing plan finalize करते हैं और Monday को उनको market में rollout चाहिए. The go-to-market cycle is such small in India. The competitive environment is so small. So the delivery times have to be accordingly. We are likewise present close to our customers in all the regions pan India. That said, हमारा जो working capital है वो लगभग 60 से 65 दिन का रहता है इस बिजनेस में. So that is the working capital. जो हमारा वॉरेन बिजनेस है, जो हमारा फार्मा वाला बिजनेस है, उसमें 70 से 80 दिन 85 दिन तक का हमारा वर्किंग कैपिटल रहता है.
Understood. Now, Pulkit ji, tell me one thing, that what is the total debt on the books, both long term, short term, abhi as of date?
For the whole group, it was 45 crores as of September.
Okay, so basically around 45 crores is what the debt is. Okay.
Yes.
Dipanshu ji, one important question now from the public issue point of view. If you could share with us, what is the objective of the current public issue? What is the size of the issue? For what we'll use the money? I think partly you and partly Pulkit can answer the question. But if you could start, and then maybe Pulkit can take over.
No, sir, we are witnessing a huge growth, and there have been a huge demand. for as for the FMCG and pharma sector. So we intend to acquire some companies. There have been some companies, because I just told you there are a lot of companies who are not able to cope up with the competition, because you have to keep on upgrading, and when it comes to the competition, they are not able to cope up the competition because of pricing and so many other issues. So there are some opportunities for us to take over. So some portion will go for the this takeover. Some fund will go for the working capital cycle, because we are just very optimistic that the business would have a very handsome growth. We need to fund that. Some we are looking at, for the capex, where we have to increase the capacity and put money in a better technology, which gives a better costing of the product, and also a better revenue as far as the sales are concerned. And a small portion would also go to some loan repayment.
Fine. And totally, Dipanshu ji, मोटा मोटी कितना पैसा रेस कर रहे हैं आप? I mean, Pulkit, if you can.
I suppose should be close to 54 crores.
Okay, so 54 crores is what we are
54 and a half crores. Yes, 54 and a half crores. I'll give you the breakup, Avinash ji. I'll give you the breakup. So basically, our capital raise is tied to our bullishness on the Indian consumption story. We expect that we can continue this growth into the future as well. And accordingly, we are raising money for first our working capital. So 15 crores of the total proceeds will be used for working capital funding, which will enable us to serve even more customers, even new products, and so on and so forth. 11 crores is earmarked for debt repayment. So the 45 crores I mentioned, out of that 11 crores will be repaid. Effectively, after the repayment, we will be mostly debt-free on the long-term debt side, mostly ballpark. Capital expenditure again is a big part of our strategy, because in our business, we are a tech-driven business. We have to continuously adapt to the technology and the latest trends in the market. The packaging segment and the marketing segment is such that new technologies come every so often, right? So 10 crores of our funds are earmarked for capital expenditure. This will allow us to expand our capacities, as well as to scale ourselves organically in certain regions, to have even more a deeper presence in all over India. And 5 crores out of that, 5 additional crores are earmarked for unidentified inorganic acquisitions. Time to time, we find unorganized players or smaller players who have a decent book size, who have a decent business, but are unable to continue their businesses because of n number of reasons. Maybe they don't have a future plan, they are looking to retire, or any other reason, and capture that opportunity. We have done that twice already in the past successfully. So 2 of our plants were acquired and then turned around. And we aim to continue to do that in the future as well.
So fine, I think.
And the remaining funds will be general corporate expenses.
I think Pulkit very nicely explained. I think Dipanshu ji, I come to the last question, which is very important. See, you have you've created something out of scratch, and today creative, graphics is a very well-known name in our business. Tell me one thing, what has been the major challenge you have faced in so many years? Like, of course, COVID was a different issue altogether. But sir, आपने इतने सालों से business चालू किया है, there might have been some ups and downs. You must have bounced back.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Any specific event which you can tell us where you actually bounced back strongly? And secondly, sir, इस business में सबसे बड़ा risk क्या है? What is the risk which normally you say as a business is there? So if you could throw light on this.
So sir, I told you, sir, when I started my journey from scratch, so that is one of the hustles when you don't have capital and you have to give it to the market, and the your product is being rejected at times initially. Then it was a big setback at that point of time. So we came out very slowly, and we kept on growing slowly. But one of the biggest problem which came, which was a challenge, I would say, was a fire in our factory in 2010, which was a very big setback. But that has opened my mind, because we were operating in one factory in Noida. Then we thought that, why? Because I told, the customer does not wait in this business. So we just thought it has given us the leverage that we started trying to the different cities of the India, and also we luckily it came as a blessing in disguise to us, because we could capture the market of there. Then we found that, we are not keeping all the capacity at one point, and we keep on distributing. So we are also getting the market of that area.
Okay.
So, that was a kind of a challenge which actually became an opportunity in the longer run.
Yeah.
So that is something which has been quite a lesson for me.
And on the risk side, Dipanshu ji, हमारे धंधे में सबसे बड़ा
Sir, risk has been, as far as this is a very growing market, and if we compare to Europe, and this is bound to come as far as the flexography is concerned. But still, if you talk about this, there is some alternate technology comes, which in future, I don't know, that is the only technology which can come and, can transfer, can, replace this already flexographic printing, which is very unlikely. The chances are very less, but still that risk
I
is
think,
always there.
Dipanshu ji, one thing which I wanted to ask you is execution very important in our business. Customer को आपने एक बार बोला कि माल मिल जाएगा, तो वो सही टाइम पे मिलना चाहिए. So do you think execution is a very big challenge? You need to deliver as what the customer says.
Yeah. So, sir, customer, what he requires is a trust, and if you have to build a trust, then you have to keep your words. And if you have to keep your words, you have to have infrastructure which can deliver in time, and that is very, very critical.
Exactly.
In creative, we have a basic ethics. We have the one vision that which is known to every employee of the client of our company, that you have to exceed the expectation of a customer, and you have to work very ethically and honestly. Whatever we do, even if we lose our customer, we don't give the false promises.
Exactly.
So that is one basic ethics we work upon. We try to overwhelm the customer by our service and quality. That is basic principle, and we keep on doing. And we more than 98% we were able to do it, and we hope to keep on growing and improving on our small deficiencies. And
I think very nice to hear that. Dipanshu ji, please accept my best wishes to you, your entire management team, and once again thank you, Dipanshu ji. Pulkit, आपको भी thank you. We definitely could hear a lot of good information from your side, and best wishes for your IP also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nadi. This was a real pleasure.
Thank you.